Hello, how are you? Did you have a nice weekend? Did you have fun? I hope you had a good weekend. Hopefully you got outside and enjoyed some time outside. Now that we can go out and sort of do normal things again. So yeah, so I hope everything is very good. However, today is Monday and it's time for another English class. Okay, so today we're going to finish up the unit. Okay. Um, Now we're going to be starting today on just looking at a little thing on page 93 here in the pupils book. Okay, so it's unit 8, lesson 7. All right, it's the page that's next to the last one we did. All right, and we're just going to have a quick look at some of the grammar that it has on this page. Okay, so the last class, if you remember, we looked at how to make a greenhouse from plastic bottles, okay? And what we did is we looked at instructions, okay? So what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about the grammar of the instructions, all right? So let's have a look on page 93, okay? So just something to think about to warm up, all right? So these are decorations, okay? Decorations that we've made from different materials. Okay, so it says, what materials do you need to make them? Do you remember the materials? If you don't remember, we can have a look. Look back in our book. Okay, and yeah, we had all these things like string and buttons, bottle tops, fabric, cans, elastic bands, straws. So what things do we need to make these decorations? Well, looks like we need some fabric and some CDs, maybe a bit of cardboard. Anyway, so what we have here underneath are instructions again on how to make one of these decorations. Okay, now before we read the instructions, we're going to look at something called the imperative. So we're going to take out our notebooks now. All right, so everybody take out your notebook. Okay, and the title today is imperative. All right, the date today is Monday the 25th of May, so copy this into your notebooks. And so yes, and you can copy all of these notes, all right, so as we go through. So the imperative. The imperative is used to give instructions, okay? So when we give people instructions, we use this type of language, okay? It's very, very easy, all right? All you need is a verb and the extra words that go with it, right? The complements, all right? So as you can see here, I'll just put verb in the infinitive, which is the normal form, plus complements, right? Very, very easy, right? One example is close the door. Okay, close the door. Now, I don't say a subject. I don't say you close the door or they close the door. I'm telling you directly, right? I'm giving you instructions. So I just use the verb, right? I say, hey, close the door, please. All right. Very, very easy. All right. The verb close, the complements the door. We can also make negative imperatives. Okay. It's very, very easy, right? Just like this. We use the word don't, all right, and then the verb, and then the complements, right? Super easy. All right, for example, don't eat in class. Okay, don't eat in class, right? So it's very easy. All you need is don't, and then the verb and the complements. Okay, so copy this into your notebook. If you have the colors to color the different types of words, then use the colors, okay? But otherwise, don't worry. All right. So, right, that's all it is, the imperative. Very, very easy. Okay. So here are some example imperatives that you hear in class. So when you're in the classroom, okay, the teacher is obviously giving you instructions, right? So the teacher uses the imperative all the time. These are some instructions that you may hear in the classroom. Open your books. Look at the board. Copy the notes. Don't run in the class. Don't use your phone. Okay, all things that the teacher might say in the classroom. Okay, so I want you to copy these into your notebook and try and think of 2 more instructions that the teacher would say in the classroom. Okay, and we can write them here. Okay, so you make 2 more instructions from the teacher. Okay, very easy. Just use a verb or don't and the verb. All right, easy. That's what it is, right? That's the imperative. Okay, it's super easy. So once we've copied all of this, let's go back to our pupils book and read the instructions to make the decorations. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay. Anyway, I'll skip this. Okay, so let's just have a look here. All right, so it says how to make a CD decoration. All right, just some little instructions here. Materials that you need: 2 old CDs, scissors, glue, string, permanent felt tip pens. Now, a permanent felt tip pen would be in Spanish retuladores, I think. Yeah, so the pens for coloring. A plastic eye. Where you get that, and colored card. Okay, these are the materials you need. Now, here it has useful tips. Okay, so advice, consejos, useful tips. All right, now these are also in the imperative, so let's have a look. All right, be creative. Okay, that's an imperative. Be creative. Use different colored felt tip pens. Yeah, so you can see there's examples of the imperative, and it's telling you what to do. Okay. Hang the decoration by a window to reflect the sun. Don't touch the scales when the ink is wet. Have fun. This is the most important instruction. Okay, so those are tips, right? Those aren't the instructions. Those are like consejos, right? Tips. These are the instructions. So this is what you have to do. Stick 2 old CDs together. Use permanent felt tip pens to draw scales on the back of the CD. Be careful. These pens can mark clothes and furniture. Draw the tail, a mouth, and 2 fins on a piece of card. Cut out the shapes and stick them on the sides of the CDs with the glue. Stick the plastic eye in the middle of one CD with the glue. Okay, so these are instructions, and as you can see, all of the instructions are written in the imperative. Okay, they just use the verb and the complements. Okay, so that's all it is the imperative. Can you guess which decoration they're making? Are they making this decoration here or this decoration? It's this one. Yeah, you see that plastic eye in the middle of the CD, and and the colored card, and it says use 2 old CDs. Look, there's 1 CD and 2 CDs. Okay. Anyway, so easy to do the imperative. All right. So let's have a bit of practice. Okay, we're going to go to the activity book, and we're going to go to this page here, which I think is page 86. All right, it's Unit 8, Lesson 7. Okay, and we're only going to do exercise 1 on the page. Okay, only exercise 1. So what we have to do is we have to look at the picture and think, what is the phrase? And we have to write the phrase in the imperative, okay? So like the example here for number 1, right? You can see the picture, right? The instructions are wash your hands, right? Very important, wash your hands, all right? So let's have a look at the other ones. What are the other instructions? Let's have a look. Number 2, what is this? It says don't, it's a negative one. So don't, if it has a cross, it means it means it's a negative. Don't, what? What does that mean? Let's have a look. It means don't drink the water. Yes? Don't drink the water, right? The water's not good. It's got a line through it. Don't drink the water. All right? So we write that phrase here, okay? Don't drink the water. How about phrase number 3? This one's easy, no? This is a phone, okay? So what's the verb? Well, it's going to be negative, so we have to say don't. The answer is don't use your phone, right? Just like we wrote in the notebook, okay? Don't use your phone, right? So you can copy those instructions here. What's instruction number 4? Let's have a look. There's a man and he's putting something in the bin, right? In the bin, the basura. So the imperative is put the rubbish in the bin. Poner la basura en el papelera, okay? Put the rubbish in the bin. All right. What about this one? This one's easy. Yeah. So you're driving or you're riding your bike and you see the sign. What does it mean? It means turn left. Izquierda. Turn left. Yeah. So it's like if you're driving on the road and you see the sign, right? It's telling you turn left, right? So that's the imperative. And the last one, number 6, okay, so there's a camera, there's a line through it, so it's negative. All right, so it should be don't take photos. Okay, don't take photos. All right, so make sure you have all the correct imperatives written in the correct space next to the picture. Okay, very good. Easy. Easy. Okay. Once we finish this, we are going to go to the review quiz. Okay, so and I think you have this in your book. Now, if you don't have this in your book or you can't find it, you can always do this in your notebook. All right, but you should have it in your book. Okay, for me it's page 88, right? Unit 8, review. Okay, you should have a review section at the end of the unit. All right, in the activity book. So, all right, so let's open our activity books to the right page and we can start doing these exercises and revise all of the things that we've learned this unit, okay? So, are you ready? Let's begin. Okay, so first thing to do, all right, it says write 6 things from the unit that you can recycle. 6 things that you can recycle, okay? Now, if you don't remember, you can use your pupils book, okay? And you can go back to the lessons that we've done recently, okay? And we can look at things that we can recycle. So you remember the materials here, okay? Other things that we have here. All right, so if you don't remember, all right, go back and look in your pupils book, all right? So 6 things from the unit you can recycle, all right? Pause the video, okay, and finish the exercise, okay? So write 6 things. All finished? Let's have a look what you wrote down. 6 things from the unit. So, any of these things: bottle top, button, can, cardboard box, cardboard tube, carton, elastic band, fabric, lolly stick, plastic bottle, straw, string. Okay, so if you've written any of these things, okay, then it's fine. Okay, you can recycle these things. All right, all things that we've learned in the unit. Okay, if you didn't get all the answers, right, have a look here and make sure you copy it down. Okay, 6 things you can recycle. Okay, good. Let's continue to exercise 2. Now, do you remember using phrases in the passive, saying things like oranges are grown in Spain? Yeah, robots are made in Japan, right? Things like this. All right. So you remember we also had the words grown and produced, right? So we grow plants and like fruits and vegetables and things, and then things which we make, yeah, we produce. Okay, so we have to think if they're grown or produced, and we have to make phrases. All right, just like we did earlier in the unit. If we look at number 1, right, it says oranges, right? It says, where are the objects grown or produced? Right, and we can write. So oranges, that's a fruit, right? So I'm going to say grown. So I'm going to say oranges are grown okay, and you remember where they're grown? It's in our country, it's in Spain. Oranges are grown in Spain. Remember the phrase like this? Oranges are grown in Spain. Okay, so let's have a look at the next one. Rice. Rice. Now, rice comes from a plant. Okay, so we're going to use grow with that. Okay, so we're going to write the phrase rice is grown in what country is rice grown in? You remember? Okay. If you don't remember, again, look in your pupils book and look back at the unit. Okay. Let's have a look at the next one. Okay, so next one, it says cars, right? So cars, obviously, it's not a plant, so we have to use the verb produced, right? So we're going to say cars are produced in, and you write the country. Where are cars produced? Okay, multiple correct answers. Okay. Let's have a look at the others. Chocolate. Now, chocolate comes from a plant, right? Cacao, so we can use grown. But normally, right, you don't just take the plant, you have to do things with it. So we're going to use the verb produced, okay? So we'll say chocolate, because you have to mix the cacao with the sugar and do other things to it before you get like some nice chocolate. So we'll say chocolate is produced. What country produces chocolate? Chocolate is produced in what country? You remember? Okay. And then this last one here, coffee, right? Coffee is a plant, right? We take it from the plant. Okay, we take the beans directly. So we can use grown, right? Coffee is grown in. Coffee is grown in. And do you remember what countries they grow coffee? Okay. So, yeah, make sure so the important thing is to have the phrases written correctly, okay? If you've gotten the wrong country, it doesn't matter too much, okay? But what's important is that you write the phrases correctly and that you understand, yeah? Rice is grown in Japan, for example. Cars are produced in Germany, right? There could be multiple answers. Chocolate is produced in Belgium. Coffee is grown in Colombia. Okay, those are some examples of answers, all right? But the phrase must be correct, all right? Like this. Let's have a look at the answers that it gives us in the book. Okay, now, if you've written a different country, it's okay. Okay, let's have a look. Oranges are grown in Spain. Rice is grown in China or Japan, right? Or another country in Asia. Cars are produced in Japan, but you can also say Germany as well if you want. Okay. Chocolate is produced in Belgium. Yeah, it was right. Also, there's other countries as well, right? Switzerland is another country that produces chocolate, for example. And coffee is grown in Colombia. Okay, but there's other countries also. All right. Make sure you have the phrases correct. Okay, like I say, if you put a different country, it's okay. Right? The important thing is the grammar. Okay. All correct? Excellent. Okay. So, what we do here is, so here's a similar exercise, exercise 3. Okay. And what we have to do now, we have the phrases, okay, in the passive, and we have to make the questions. All right, we have to make the questions. Now, if you remember in the pupils book, okay, right, we're making questions like this, okay. Where is or where are, and then whatever the object is, right? Robots, rice, and then grown or produced. Okay, so we're going to be making questions like this. Okay, so I could say, for example, where is rice produced? Where is rice grown? Yeah, and then the answer would be rice is grown in China, right? Or I could say, where are robots produced? Robots are produced in Japan. Okay, so we're going to be making questions like this. Okay, so let's go back to the activity book. Here it is. Okay. All right. So if we have a look here, okay, so this says dates, that's a food, are grown in Egypt. Okay. So I have to make the question. So just like in the book, right, I'm going to say where, donde, where, and then where are, and then I put the object, dates. My writing is terrible. Where are dates grown? Yeah, so I'm making the question here. Where are dates grown? All right, dates are grown in Egypt. Okay, so now you can make the questions for numbers 2, 3, and 4. Okay, if you remember where are or where is, right, and then the object, and then grown or produced here, or made. Okay, pause the video and take a few minutes to finish the exercise. Okay, all finished? Very good. Okay, so the first one, where are dates grown? All right, number 2, cars are made in Japan. What's the question? Where are cars made? Okay, make sure you've got it correct. Number 3, shoes are produced in Spain. Right, so we make the question, where are shoes produced? All right, again, make sure you have this correct. And then finally, olives are grown in Italy. So we make the question, where are olives grown? Okay. Make sure you have all the correct answers written down here. Very good. Okay, one more exercise and then we can finish, okay? So here we have a text about recycling paper, right? You remember that lesson about recycling paper? So what we have to do is we have to say like the different steps, but we must use the present passive, okay? So that is, right, so like it says here, first the paper is collected, right? So we have to say is or are, right? So I'll put it here, is or are plus the verb, right? And the verb has to be in the past, obviously, right? Right, so first the paper is collected in containers. All right. Now, if you don't remember the steps, okay, this is in our pupils book. Okay. And in fact, you even have it. We have these steps written in your notebook. Okay. So you can look back through the notebook. Okay. And you see here the paper is collected, right? The paper is transported, the paper is washed. Okay. Right. So you can look back in your notebook, all right, at these, at how paper is recycled, okay, and you can find the missing phrases. Okay. So, I'll give you the next one, for example, okay? First, the paper is collected in containers, then it, right, remember that second step, right? Again, just look in your notebook. It is transported, sorry for my writing. It is transported to the recycling plant by lorry. Okay. So have a look in your notebook and try and finish the rest of the exercise. Okay. Remember to use is or are plus the verb in the past. Okay. Pause the video while you do the exercise. All finished? Very good. Let's have a look at the answers. Okay. So the paper is collected into containers, then it is transported to the recycling plant by lorry. Where can I put this? I'll put it here. Okay. It is transported to the recycling plant by lorry. At the plant, the paper is washed, right? Is washed to make it clean, and the ink, la tinta, the ink, is removed, right? Remember that? The ink is removed. After that, water is added to the paper to make it soft. Next, the paper is rolled, yeah, to make long rolls of paper. And when the paper is dry, it is cut into pieces. Finally, the paper is used again. Okay. Did you get all of the answers? Okay. Hopefully you did. If not, make sure you have all the corrections, right? Make sure you have it all written correctly and make sure that you understand everything. Okay. Good. All right. So if you have all of these exercises finished, okay, with the correct answers, and you have all of these notes written in your notebook, okay, then we can finish the class for today. All right. So, very good, everybody. Okay, we've now finished the unit. So next class, we will be starting a new unit, Unit 9, coming to the end of the book soon. Okay, so next class, we start Unit 9, okay? Very good, everybody. Have an excellent day, and I will see you on Wednesday or on Thursday. Okay, bye-bye.